It's like waiting for a bus. You wait for one and then they'll come along at once. It's fantastic news that we finally get No Rocky done deal. This top again is the away version. Anyway, we're going to talk about that signing first of all, but then wait to the end of the video because there's been a development last night with regards to a goalkeeper that was suggested that would go to Fenerbahce. He hasn't. And Celtic are still in the running to sign a goalkeeper. We're going to talk about some more transfer activity that has absolutely no chance of happening due to the price tag put on the player. So Norwalk has become the latest addition to Brendan Rodgers' squad. He joined on a 5-year deal from Legia Warsaw, which is still due to international clearance. 22-year-old, plays for the Polish under-21 squad, helped Legia to the Polish Cup last season. Former teammate Joseph Juranovic, he spoke to Joseph before he came to Celtic. He was born in Germany, but he's with Polish parents. Came through the system at Bremen. We've spoken about this before. Brendan actually knew about the player after watching him in Europe last season, which was an interesting quote from the Celtic manager. He says that he's a highly rated young player, someone who I believe will be a great addition to the squad. I've been aware of him after seeing him play for Legia Warsaw in Europe last season. He was keen to move to Celtic. He says, the player then goes on to say, it's great for me to have joined Celtic. I'm looking forward to meeting up with my new teammates and then starting training with them. He says Celtic are a famous club throughout the world, as we all know, and of course they're very, very well known in Poland. The one and only Holy Goalie, for instance, has played there. He says, I can't wait to play in front of the incredible supporters, and I can't wait to play in front of that stadium. That is the good news. There's more good news this morning. Matt O'Reilly got a bit of stick about saying that, about the difference between the managers, the outgoing manager and Brendan Rodgers, and he said it was very different styles, and he got a bit of a stick about it in the media, and even to the state where Ange Postecoglou was asked at a press conference. You know what the media are like during pre-season. They're just trying to get anything to get a little story. But when asked again, the Celtic midfielder said, look, he says, there is different managerial styles, but he brought me to the club, and he said he's forever grateful. He says, controversy in some news outlets over his comments. He says, I think it was taken out of context. All I said was that both managers have different styles. He believes that both will help him develop as a player. He says, I don't think I said anything bad about the previous manager. It was maybe blown out of proportion when I talked about the different managerial styles. It's strange how people jump on it as they do. But that's football, he said. He says, when it's pre-season, people need something to talk about. Under the previous manager, he got so much better. I didn't say that I didn't like it or I didn't like him, because it's part of my career and I've learnt more from him than I did the previous manager, as I hope to learn more from Brendan Rodgers and make me a better player. I've been very grateful to work with them. It says, in terms of styles, yeah, they're very different. It says there's nothing wrong with that, says Matt O'Reilly. Brendan had success here before, and had success here. It says, so what couldn't you like about being here? Let's get away from that. And we'll talk about a player that everyone were talking about weeks ago, and saying that we should get him at Celtic, and it was Scott McTominay. But there is absolutely no chance of him coming to Celtic, not when they've put a 45 million transfer tag on the head of the Manchester United player as they brace themselves for a bid from West Ham. So we can put that one to bed. Scott McTominay won't be coming. A lot of people said that he supported that other mob from across the city, so he wouldn't be coming to Celtic anyway. But I'm glad that one's done and dusted. We can put it to bed. On the other hand, a keeper that we all thought was going to go to Fenerbahce last night turned out for Dynamo Zagreb. Interesting. So the deal hasn't went through, even though Fabrizio Romano said, done deal, 9 million euros. Went to Fenerbahce. It hasn't so far. There was a journalist in Turkey yesterday evening put out a tweet. Likvic's manager poses some new challenges. Celtic are also still active, where Fenerbahce also maintain contact with them. So they're only still maintaining contact. He's not made the decision as yet. So Celtic are still in with a shout at the goalkeeper. The way that Celtic have done the transfer business as a whole this pre-season is bringing in the Polish player Rocky. That was kind of under radar for a length of time until it was kind of announced by then that he was coming. So for one, I'm glad that Celtic are doing their business this way. I think the fact if we do manage to get our hands on this keeper, that would be a massive statement of intent from the board. And let's hope that something comes about it. The fact that this journalist, who does have, he's got 69,500 followers in Turkey, and he has come out and said that last night. So you never know. You just never know. With that being said, if it happens, it could be massive for Celtic, because he was probably the second best goalkeeper at the World Cup just back in the winter there. So tell me your thoughts in the comments if we managed to get Lajkovic. Oh my goodness, that would just that would be different level stuff. And on that note, if there's any more news this afternoon, I'll jump on with another video. There will be a live this evening, so make sure that you subscribe so that we can talk on the live and I'll get your comments up. It will be at 6 PM UK time as always. So on that note, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the